Hi, welcome to Ask Jeff, that show where you get to ask whatever you want, and then we'll do our best to answer it. Now, if you have a question, don't hesitate to send that to us via email. If we don't answer it in an episode, we'll answer it back to you privately. But some of the questions, they will linger. Some of the questions we just keep, and then we'll film an episode or two and kind of dump some of those questions on you for whatever reason, but that's what we get around when we get around to doing it. This question has no spiritual implications at all on the surface, but the question is very simply this: Jeff, what do birds have to do with golf? Now, I'm assuming that my athletic prowess in the game of golf must be the background for this question. We have a golf tournament here at the Church of 4th called the Pastors, where the goal is to beat the Pastors, and if you do, you get a holier than thou certificate. The Pastors always get beat, and so the assumption is we know nothing about golf, and then we go out and prove it by playing so poorly. But golf began as a Scottish pastime, but it has a curious avian terminology, and that's all thanks to American history. The term, for example, birdie, a score of one stroke under par, par is the score that's the standard for the hole, is believed to have originated at the country club in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Bird was an American slang term meaning excellent or outstanding. And in 1903, Abner Smith teed off from the country club's 12th hole. His second shot from the fairway landed a few inches from the hole, and his third shot was an easy putt, putting him one under par for the hole. Someone in his foursome shouted, "That was a bird of a shot!" And news of the birdie spread, and within 10 years, players around the world had incorporated that term, birdie, into describing a one-under shot. Go figure. See, a lot of times, people have flipped me the bird, but they've never really complimented me on my golf play by saying, that was a bird of a shot. An eagle and an albatross were natural extensions, as history played out, of the birdie. The former meaning 2 under par, and the latter meaning 3 under par. The rare bird, far more impressive, by the way. But while eagle was introduced by American players, albatross was given to British origins. The first albatross to feature in a news report was in 1931 when a South African player named E. Wooler scored a hole-in-one on a par 4 18th hole at the Durban Country Club. British journalists reported this as an albatross. In America, we call it a double eagle. But that's all of a sudden how we have come to understand golf with bird attachments to it. Birdie, eagle, double eagle, albatross. Does this have anything to do with spiritual things? No, not really. However, all of us are called in life to walk a fairway of faith. And if you play golf, you know this, that every shot does count. In life, every shot that you take does count. Everything that you do does matter. And unless it is a tournament per se, where the rules are designed to let you do it, you're not allowed to play someone else's shot. You have to take the shot for yourself. See, God puts us on planet Earth, and we actually have to do the things that we were created to do. And we can't let someone do it for us, and we can't do it for someone else. And our goal, of course, is to finish the course. And when you finish the course, you total up the strokes, and that's how well you did or didn't do. Golf has a lot of implications for us spiritually. And in life, we discover that as we take that walk on the fairway of faith, we want to do our best to stay in bounds. Life becomes easier when we stay in the middle of the fairway and we stay out of the rough and we keep the ball in play. Sometimes the sand traps or the water hazards can be bothersome. They're out there. They're real. We try our best to avoid them. Sometimes we can't help it. We get trapped in the midst of them. But when we do, the idea is to come out of them and come out of them wiser, stronger, finish the hole, and move on to the next. That's life. And that's the spiritual implications, or some of them, that golf might have in your world today. But that's the answer to the question as well. What do birds have to do with golf? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Until people come along and start describing shots in the term of birds, and then birdies, eagles and albatrosses become a part of the lore and the love of the game of golf? That's the question. Please send us yours. We'll do our best to answer it in future episodes.